What's up, guys? It's that time of the year where everyone is sharing their 2019 beauty favorites. But don't get me wrong, I love a good beauty favorites. However, if I were to share mine today, it would be almost the same as like the last few that I have shared here over the last few months. So instead, in this video, I'm going to be sharing like the extra version of a beauty favorites and sharing the products that totally transformed and innovated me or my beauty routine in 2019. I'm talking about products that offer truly transformative formulas or that like truly transform the way I do my beauty routine every day, as opposed to something like my favorite foundation or a concealer, which while I might love it and it works amazingly for me, it does the exact same thing that I would hope any other foundation or concealer would do if it works well for me. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? If it does, and you want to see what I'm talking about here, let's go ahead and dive in. First up, I want to talk about skincare and specifically some beauty tools. So whenever I feel that my skin is not responding to products, like I can have the best products in the world on my counter, and I just feel like I am seeing less and less effect with continued use, that is when I will remember that I probably stopped using my microneedler. This is a microneedler from the brand Glow Pro. You can actually use it every day, and I go through cycles of being really diligent about using it morning and night right after I cleanse. You just run through over the skin a couple of times with this thing. It actually vibrates and has a little red LED light here, is rechargeable there on the bottom. I've had this for 3 years at this point, and I've actually like maybe charged it 2 or 3 times or something. Super long charge on this guy. Anyway, run it over your skin, then you apply your products, and I swear, anytime I feel like my skin is congested or stagnant, just not responding to my skincare, I whip this puppy back out, and the next day, if not within a few hours, I notice an immediate difference in how well products permeate my skin, whether they are exfoliants, moisturizers, retinols, like you name it. It's such a great tool to have in your arsenal. Next up is actually a tool and product combo. It is the Foreo UFO. This is a device where you put they have lots of different mask formulas that you put a little pad on here. It's drenched with the mask. I have a video about this if you want to go check it out, but put that on there, turn it on, scan the mask in your app. It's a very smart device. And this is pre-programmed with a routine of heating or cooling, different colored lights, vibrations or not, different permutations of those things to maximize the absorption of whatever mask you are using. And the mask that I have seen the fastest and best results with has been the Call It a Night Revitalizing and Nourishing Ginseng and Olive Oil. This one's actually unopened because it's the second box I have purchased of these because I loved the first one so much. It's not intensely moisturizing because I do have combo skin, so I am pretty oily down the center of my face, even in the winter, because I live in Texas. It does get super dry down here. But forced heating definitely dehydrates me in some areas, and so this makes such a difference in those areas in hydration, but it also really helps refine my pores, especially around my chin area, where for the past few months I've been seeing quite a few more breakouts for whatever reason. So although I do have quite a few different kinds of masks to go with this guy, this is the one that if you are looking for one to try because you just bought this or you have the mini and you're looking for new masks, just go with Call It a Night. It's so good. Another hydrating alternative that is actually a more recent discovery for me is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask. My hairstylist introduced me to this. He gave me, he's a rep for the brand, gave me a couple full or sample size jars of it, and after using it like 3 times, I bought the full size because I knew I was going to need it. So similar to the Call It a Night mask, this is very hydrating. This is way, way more hydrating though than the Call It a Night mask. And it's this really amazing feeling like jelly type of consistency. So it's great for combo and oily skin because you don't feel like it's a heavy cream sitting on top of the skin. You apply a generous amount to your skin right before you go to bed. And even though it feels like it all sinks in, like when I wake up, I don't feel like I have any residue on my skin. I definitely feel it coming off when I cleanse my skin in the morning. So it's definitely there. It's definitely like an ultra thin mask on the skin, but everything feels like it penetrates, like it totally permeates and hydrates the skin so well. Like fine lines around my eye area that are from mostly hydration, a little bit of aging, but mostly dehydration, are so much more smoothed out when I use that overnight. So really love that, especially here in the winter months. And then the last thing that is a total skin transformer is The Ordinary's AHA 30%, BHA 2% peeling solution. I used to use and I still actually have a bottle of the Drunk Elephant Baby Facial. It's an amazing formula, but this is way less expensive and I find gives very similar results, and it's an intense chemical exfoliant, so be sure your skin can tolerate this kind of exfoliant before you go using it all over. Do a little bit of patch test because it is very intense. I'm used to these kinds of exfoliants, and even my skin tingles a little bit sometimes depending on if it's too dry, if it's sensitized due to dehydration, anything like that. So just be safe. Make sure that your skin's going to react okay to this guy, but if you can use it, my skin is totally refined afterwards. It helps decongest my pores so my pores appear smaller, and my skin just feels so smooth. Like, best chemical exfoliant I think I've ever spent my money on. Now let's talk a little bit about hair. First of all, this guy. I love it, and it's a good thing because it's crazy expensive, but it's a phenomenal all-in-one tool. You have your dryer attachment. This is the curling attachment that I use today to get the light wave you see in my hair. Really love the round brush attachment for gently curling under the ends on days when I want a little bit of style but not a full-on curl. Like, it's so fast and easy to use on my hair. And I have extensions, which we'll talk about next, but even with that added volume, this makes everything go so much faster, especially because you're doing the styling and drying all in one. And I notice less damage to my hair. This does get very hot, don't be fooled. But I think it's still a lot easier on my hair than crimping or crimping it down in a, like a metallic high heat, because I always crank that heat up. And the curls are just bouncier. I find that the tightly wound curls of a curling iron, they cannot in any way mimic the bounciness of this guy. So everything about this has totally changed the way I do my hair, and I will never go back. Then the other thing that transformed my hair this year were my extensions. And I have actually had extensions in my hair, same brand, Vemour tape and hair extensions, for years and years, 4-5 years at this point. But ever since finding my stylist here in Dallas, it's like I learned something new every year. Last year I learned you could put highlights in your hair using your tape-ins. This year he taught me about fashion colors. So they're a little bit faded now, but if you go back in previous videos, you can see this vibrant magenta that's now faded into this beautiful silvery lilac that I absolutely love. But for the past 4 or 5, maybe 6 months, I have had this incredible like magenta streaks in my hair, and it's nice because I didn't have to bleach my own hair to get it. He bleached the extensions that I had already had, put the color on top of it, and then taped them into my hair like we always have. And so it's as commitment and damage free as you can get when it comes to hair color, and I just love the fun it's allowed me to have with my hair, because I'm one of those people who has always wanted to have like a fashion color put in my hair but has just never been brave enough, and this somehow helped me give myself permission, even though they stay in your hair day to day. You can't take them out. But it just made the idea more approachable to me and totally transformed my hair look this year. Now, moving on to makeup. So this next pick might be a little controversial because a lot of you guys did not agree with my review. I guess I shouldn't say a lot. A lot of people who commented on that video shared their distaste for how they thought this product looked, but I absolutely love it and I think it's a game changer, so to each their own, etc. blah blah. This is the Huda Beauty Nymph, which stands for Not Your Mama's Pantyhose Body Highlighter. I reviewed both the shade Aphrodite that I have here as well as the medium tone shade, which I can't find for the life of me. Oh, I think I gave it to my mom actually, because she loved it so much. And these transform your skin. I mean, they're body highlighters, as the name suggests, and there's really nothing stopping you from putting literally any highlighter in your collection on your body. The thing that is a game changer about these, however, is how they dry down. Like, they are totally budge proof, which is why I love these above all else. Additionally, the shimmers are like super finely milled, so when you put it on your legs especially, I mean, it looks like you are wearing goddess pantyhose. You know what I mean? Like, your legs look flawless. They have a little bit of pigment to them so that they cover up any sort of discoloration, bruising. If you always find you have mysterious bruises on your legs like me, this not only covers it up, but it just puts like this beautiful gloss on your legs. Why would you want a gloss? I don't know, but just trust me, it looks super beautiful. Wore this all throughout the summer and then also pulled it back out again to wear to a holiday party. I wore like kind of a mid-calf cocktail length skirt, and so put it on my legs, put a little bit on my shoulders, and I was a goddess once again. So I love this. And next is actually another Huda Beauty. She wins for having most products in this video. I mean, it's just 2. It's not a lot, but it's kind of saying something, right? This is her Tan Tour. Mine is in the shade Light, and I almost didn't include this because, again, kind of like my example at the beginning of the video where it's a contour slash bronzer. Does it really do something different than any other product out there? But I've hit pan on this, and for as many products as I have, that's really saying something. And I think the reason that I use this so much throughout the year, or since I've gotten it, is because it's the ideal cream formula. Like, I realized if I could have every product in for my face, my foundation, my blush, my everything in this exact formula, I would be beside myself, because this is the truest cream to powder formula I have ever encountered. And despite the fact that it's a cream, it doesn't disrupt any of the products you put it on top of. Yes, even powder. No, you should not put cream over powder. But if you did, this would totally work over it. And then once it dries down, it fully dries down. I don't find I need to set it. It still blends and looks beautiful in with just my natural skin, in with my foundation, all that good stuff. I don't know what it is about this, but it is unlike any other cream product I've used in that it is just that true cream to powder texture that plays so well with basically anything you put it up against. So please, more of this. I would buy it all. Okay, moving on to eyeshadows, and this is where I have less of a product and more of a category, and I make the rules, so that's okay, right? That category, to no one's surprise, at least if you've watched this channel for any length of time, is, say it with me now, multi-chromes. I actually made a prediction that multi-chrome slash textured shadows would have kind of a moment or an explosion in the year 2019, and I have to say I wasn't wrong. There weren't nearly as many as I would have liked, but a lot more palettes have come out with like more textures. I mean, like the Tati's palette is based on textured stories. And that's what's really made my makeup year in 2019 are those shadows. Because what I find that I'll do is I'll start with like a base makeup look, like a classic matte mid-tone crease, deepen up that outer corner, brighten up that inner corner, like a good classic go-to look. But then I'll reach in my collection for a fun multi-chrome or glitter texture or foiled texture, just a one-off shadow that has a ton of rich pigment and texture to it, and I will pop that on my lid and it totally transforms the look, like takes it from 0 to 100 in less than 30 seconds. And if that's not a transformative product, I don't know what is. So there are a ton of amazing shadows like that out there. A lot of them are in palettes like Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath, the Viseart Grande Pro Volume 2, which I'm actually wearing on my eyes today. The Huda Beauty palettes. Huda for a long time has been making palettes. These are the neon that launched earlier, I think in the summer of this year, right? Where she has not just foiled textures, but then multi-chromatic shades in here as well. You know, these are all really great, but you do have to buy the palettes to get those shades, and with it can sometimes come some duplicates that you might already have in your collection. So what I thought the real standout this year was the brand Clionadh Cosmetics, because they didn't launch a palette, they launched an entire collection of standalone multi-chromes with like 4 different sub-collections in them. And that is everything in here. I have a video about these where I'm swatching all of them in case you want to see these more in depth, but this is the Stained Glass collection, and they have these deep jewel tone multi-chromes, they have iridescent multi-chromes, pastel multi-chromes, like everything you could want under the sun. All of these will transform your makeup look, and it takes 0 time to do it. And because you can buy them individually, the great thing is you can buy, you know, 2 of these, pair them with your favorite everyday palette, and you have a totally different palette. You can use that one shade to transform literally every other shade in that one palette. So these are my pick. I mean, these specifically, but multi-chromes in general are my pick for the year 2019. Next up, press-on nails. And before you click out of this video, if you're sick of me talking about press-on nails, just wait. So yes, these are a brand that I have loved for a long time, Dashing Diva. The reason they are transformative now and forever and have always been is because unlike a manicure where you go to a salon, you get gel, you have to soak it off, or just like regular polish, you have to wait for it to dry, these babies take 5 minutes. less than 5 minutes if you're used to putting them on. So easy to not only get a flawless manicure that you don't have to worry about chipping, but to get nail art in there too. Like, can you even? But that's not why we're here today. The reason I'm talking about press-on nails today is because this year, I can't believe it's taken the nail industry this long, but a brand has finally launched recycled nails. I guess that's probably not the right word. They're made out of recycled materials. They're like an eco-friendly nail brand. You're not getting somebody else's pre-used nails. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. The brand is called Renails, and like I said, they describe themselves as an eco-friendly press-on nail brand. They come in this case. They've sent me a few of these, but I also purchased a few of my own. Haven't worn them as much recently though. I had a Halloween pair that I absolutely wore the tail off of, but the rest of the designs I have tend to be less holiday feeling. So I've been wearing my go-tos ever since Halloween, but once spring kicks in, like this particular pair, they're these like periwinkle stained glass. They have these really fun and complex designs on them, and they're super thin, so they not only look natural when you're like looking at your hand, but they also easily like mold to the shape of your nail, whether you have rounded nail beds or flat nail beds. Sometimes one or the other, if you know the shape of this nail doesn't match yours, it can pop off really fast. These are super thin and very flexible, and they're eco-friendly. Unlike Dashing Diva or Impress, these don't have adhesive pre-applied to them. You do have to use nail glue, but if you just go pick up, I believe the brand is Nailing, that's the one I get like 5 bottles at a time on Amazon. Go get you some of that and then use these, and they will stay until you want them to come off. Okay, last up, we are coming to the end of this video, I promise, but the last thing that I've talked about a ton before here on this channel, but if you haven't tried them, you absolutely should, are magnetic lashes, specifically magnetic accent lashes. I think in my 2019 predictions video last year, I said magnetic lashes were going to become more of a thing. I think I said that. Either way, they pretty much did. I mean, a lot of mainstream brands started launching their own magnetic liner, magnetic lashes, etc. And they're all amazing. I have a couple videos on that too if you want to go watch them. But the brand and style that I continue to come back to because of how fast and easy they are to apply and how much they transform your look when you put them on are my Ardell magnetic accent lashes, which are what I am wearing here today. I mean, just like they come off that easy. Look at this difference between the two eyes. Like, no comparison, the way it opens it up and just gives you that whew, flare of drama. And how easy was that to take off? And there's no glue residue. I didn't have to like scrub and at my eyes, and they're ready to go and reuse the second I want to. In fact, I'm just gonna grab a mirror and apply this guy right now because it is that stinking fast. Like seriously, can you even? That's it. I rest my case, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the transformative products of 2019. I really hope you enjoyed this video, this kind of twist on a typical year-end favorites video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what products transformed your beauty routine down in the comments below. There were a lot of new releases, but what were the products that truly changed your beauty game last year? Let me know down below. Besides that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.